Let's talk for a second about how to check the devil. Hold on. You're coming too close. The devil will attempt to sneak in when you're weak and most vulnerable. That's the name of his game. It's at that moment when we're forgetting to be grateful for what we have. It is when we're cultivating negative space in our minds that enables the devil to prowl into our spirits and plant negative seeds that make us believe that our problems are just too big for God to solve. See, the devil's whole objective is to draw us further away from God so that we're not living our purpose and we're not receiving our blessings. Some of us have the description of the devil all wrong. We got it all messed up. We think of him as this monstrous character with these red horns on top of his head, clearly distinguishable among everyone else. No, you got it all wrong, okay? The devil comes disguised. If he was walking around obviously looking like the devil, you would know, and 9 times out of 10, you would try to avoid his tactics. But the devil comes in another form. He comes in the form of a spirit. You can't see that until it enters into someone that you could possibly know. 1 Peter 5:8 says, "Be alert and sober-minded. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour." It ain't gonna be me. It ain't gonna be me. The word prowl means to wander without an apparent reason. So the devil is wandering around seeking to destroy someone who presents himself a target. He's looking for someone who he sees as weak, vulnerable, broken, lost, confused. Someone he believes will fall for his tactics. So if you're not careful, he will slide in your DMs. What's interesting is not everyone falls for the traps the devil sets. Why? There are 5 areas I believe we should keep guarded from the schemes of the devil. Being aware of these areas will better enable you to check the devil. Number 1, our hearts. Proverbs 4:23 states, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything we do flows from it." Now, if we are harvesting and cultivating negative energy deep down in the inside of us, it is soon going to be exuded from the inside out. If we're planting positive energy and we're manifesting positive thoughts deep down on the inside of us, then guess what? It's going to be shown from the inside out. Whatever it is that we place deep down on the inside of our spirit, whether it's positive or negative, we are going to harvest that. We are planting seeds deep down. And when we are planting negative seeds, it gives the devil the opportunity to prowl straight into our lives and to be manipulative with what we are providing for him to be manipulative with. Everything does not deserve your heart. Your heart needs to be protected. It needs to have a gate around it. It needs to have a shield in front of it. Our heart is the closest thing that we have to God. And when we decide that we're going to manipulate that and allow it to be for the world, then that's when we get fed a whole bunch of different ideas and a whole lot of different energy, negative energy that's going to be attacking our hearts and attacking our spirits. And next thing you know, everything that we have been feeding into, everything that someone has been telling us, feeding us lies, if we don't know who we are, we're opening our heart to be susceptible to that energy. And when we got it placed deep down on the inside, we start to believe that. Our hearts is the gateway to our soul. And so therefore, we have to be careful what we're allowing to be placed deep down on the inside of us. So our heart is number 1. Number 2, our worries. In 1 Peter 5:7, it states, "Cast all of your anxiety on him because he cares for you." We can't have faith and worry. We can't worry and have faith. The moment we begin to become anxious about the future means that we are not relying on God to come through. When we're worrying, we're doubting what God is capable of doing. And our God is capable of moving mountains. If he's capable of moving mountains, if he's capable of parting the sea, imagine what he is capable of doing for you. But the moment we start to say, oh my God, my rent is due in a month and I don't know where I'm going to get the money from. I'm just going to have to go out and sell my soul and do things that you know is not pleasing in God's sight. That means that you are doubting what God is capable of doing with you staying faithful, with you staying true to his promise. And when we sometimes venture off and we do those things, it's not to say that we won't get what we want, but how many times can you keep what you have and be happy and joyous in what you have when the presence of God is missing? Number 3, our thoughts. We are molded by how we think. When we think positively, we're met with joys and happiness. And when we think negatively, it is what and who we become. Whatsoever a man thinketh, he is. Number 4, our words. No matter the extent of the apology, we cannot take back the words that we say. Our words and feelings toward ourselves could be even more hurtful than what anybody else can tie us to. Because the devil knows if he can get us to doubt our capabilities, then we are denying the power of God. I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I'm the victim. Stop. We know we are more than conquerors, and that's how we check the devil. Number 5, our bodies. What's worse than someone inflicting harm on us? When we inflict it on ourselves. In times of hurt, some of us have turned to drugs, we've turned to alcohol. Some of us are seeking love and are running into the beds of men and women whom God has not ordained to be our husband or wife. We're beating ourselves up and tearing our souls down at the same time. Our bodies are God's temple, and the devil knows this. He wants us to feed our flesh so that we can create confusion in our lives. To conclude, knowing these 5 areas will help you tremendously in your walk with God. Just know that God is capable of performing miracles in our lives. God is the truth, and the devil is a straight liar. So now when he tries to prowl into your life, check him.